creator, influencer extraordinaire, Greg Benson. Did I pronounce that correctly? Greg?
Greg, yes, it's pronounced.
Likewise, guys, if you are watching on Twitch right now, go Mediocre Films. Why do you say mediocre when I would say they are above par?
You know, I will tell you, most movies are mediocre, so I figured when I started making my own movies, I figured I'd call it Mediocre Films. That way it kind of sets the bar low.
That's pretty
And
good.
if they have here, boom. Ah, yes, good. I am hosting you now.
Now hosting, another channel inside a channel?
Yeah. So basically I just did /host and then a space and then the name of your Twitch channel, Aristotle Full Throttle. And so now, if anyone goes to my channel, they will see your channel.
Ah, I will do that for Sunday.
Yeah, that here we are and things are going and now I'm on your channel and you're on my channel. Perfect.
Amazing. Look at the...
I told people last night when I did a stream, I told people last night about this thing that we're doing, that we're going to hang out.
That's awesome. And on Sunday, I'm going to be on your show, and we're going to watch Beastmaster 2. I can't wait for that. I've been waiting 30 years to watch Beastmaster 2. Because I've only seen the...
I got to tell you, have you seen Beastmaster 1? Because I feel like I'm going to be lost in the plot.
Well, you know, I really don't think it... There's a guy, and he's a master of beasts. I think that's all...
Well, why didn't they call it Master of Beasts? Okay.
It seemed like the way to go.
They called it the Master Beaster.
They should have called it, indeed, the Master Beaster. Part 2, and the second one is going to take place... See, the first one takes place in not a galaxy far, far away. Which, by the way, it seems like you are... Greg, I don't know where you are right now.
Oh, I'm in the Outer Worlds. I decided... I've been so tired of... I'm so thrilled to see you.
I love Lori 3040. She's been a fan ever since I was on your show a few weeks ago, and I'm very grateful for her. She has been very active and has contributed to the channel ever so much since.
She is a delightful person, and I have...
Picklebar, I see that you are on an outer planet. And do you have to wear a face mask where you are? Is the coronavirus, has it reached your planet?
No. See, we're so far away from the Earth that that I feel very safe here to just sit. I'm just sitting here on the street in the Outer Worlds with my large diaphragm microphone.
I think that's a wise choice, and given today's climate, I think that you have I think the option is wear a mask or go to the Outer Worlds.
Yeah, I would recommend Outer Worlds because as you can tell, the sunset's beautiful.
Indeed it is.
It's fake. This background is fake.
Greg, this has all been a ruse? Is this what you're telling me?
It's a ruse. It is a ruse. I rused it up for you.
I've been hoodwinked.
I hope that I hope that you have not been bruised by the ruse.
I have been thusly bamboozled. But it is quite convincing, I must say. It looks genuine, and I appreciate what you've gone...
I had to go like, oh, what do these buttons do? Lab. Or I could be in what's just called room.
Room.
Whoa, look at me. I'm in a room.
That's someone's idea of room. I like it. I just picture you... I'd like... Let's go over that.
I could be in my own room if you prefer, but I'll just blur out the background. That's pretty good, too. People normally say that.
I like the outer... Whatever makes you more comfortable.
I'm going back to the Outer Worlds. I'm going to hang out in the Outer Worlds for you today.
The Outer Worlds.
This is what we're doing.
Let's do it. Angie says hello, good afternoon, Aristotle and Greg. Hello, Angie. She's a big supporter, and she's on YouTube. You guys, also, if you have a Twitch account, that's fun, too. You can jump over to Twitch and also subscribe there. I've been learning all about Twitch from Greg, our pal. Condyland says hello. Condyland is also multi-platform friendly.
Hello, Condyland.
How'd you come up with that name, Condyland?
They're probably just a big fan of Condi. They like to eat that sweet, delicious Condi and some Condi, or the nickname Condi.
It takes
Condyland.
Sometimes it takes me a minute.
It's okay. Whoa, this just magically appeared.
Tatiana, hello.
Hello.
Hi. These are folks on YouTube that
Neato.
I found this really cool platform, this thing that kind of integrates all of the chats, so I get to read everybody's chat in one thing. So
what are you using?
I'm using Restream. They have like this little thing, and it just combines all the chats. And
Do you pay extra for like one of the pro restreams, or are you using one of the free versions?
just the free version? It actually works pretty well, and
Okay.
I've been using it for about a month or two now, and it seems to do the trick. Let's see.
I haven't done that, but I'm thinking about doing something like that just to get an occasional stream across like multi-platforms. So how many platforms are you currently streaming onto?
I am on 5, including Instagram. I'm using Instagram in a weird way. I'm actually trying to iron out the kinks on that. I'm using headphones to use the audio into my cell phone and just have my cell phone propped up in front of me, which is not.
Whoa.
It's kind of like it's almost like a Rube Goldberg situation I have. Everything is set up just so that it'll.
But you want to reach as many people as possible at one time, is what you're saying.
That's what I want to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I've been trying. And it's been working. We've got so many people from so many different platforms, and then we all get to hang out on the Discord, which is a really cool place to keep the conversation going after the show. And,
I like Discord. I like it.
pretty neat.
It's a bunch of friendly conversation.
Indeed it is. So, Greg, you grew up in Texas.
I did grow up in Texas. Yes, Dallas, Texas.
I have a question for you. Did you mess with Texas?
I did. They told me not to, but I did anyway, because I felt like it needed to be messed with. I did.
This is a very pertinent question regarding Texas. Do the stars at night shine big and bright?
Deep in the heart of Texas. No, they don't.
Oh, that's a lie. The song's been a ruse like your background, Greg.
The stars are kind of the same there as they are everywhere.
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
It's weird that they would claim that they would be any different than anywhere else. It's
raised Oak Cliff is where
changed over the years. It used to be like, different types of people have moved in and moved out and lived there. But I mean, they grew up in Oak Cliff and then they ended up, but most have moved to California and other places.
impetus for you to become. Well, I imagine you were always funny. You're always a funny guy. I think you're a funny guy.
I'm
And,
hilarious.
You are
Really,
the most.
I'm really hilarious.
If you could say that in the most morose way,
Yeah.
people would be totally convinced.
I'm always, everything I say is very funny.
What was the one thing that said to you, let me do that. Let me try my hand at that, because I think you're hilarious, and I've seen so much of your work on YouTube over the
You're a
years.
swell guy. You're just a swell guy.
Oh, come on now.
When I was 7 years old, this is the actual answer to your question. When I was 7 years old, I was hyperactive as a kid. And so my parents wanted summer theater school at the Dallas Theater Center, where I would go every day. And I'd be there most of the day, and we would rehearse and do all sorts of improv and all sorts of things. And then finally we'd rehearse and put on a play at the end of the summer. And I fell in love with acting at age 7. And I went back every year. And I think I did 7 years in a row. And then in high school, I became a thespian and I did plays. And then started doing commercials and training videos out to LA.
Nice. And when did you move out to L1? Okay.
Yeah,
I
I've been
I
out-
overestimated.
Yeah, it's 91. Long time ago. I'm extremely old. I'm 78 years old.
You look great.
Thank you. I feel just terrible. Just feel terrible. I got to say hi to Ick the Troll King. I see Ick the Troll King is here, and he's
I did.
Listening on his drive home from work. Please drive safely, Ick.
Hey, Ick. Nice to meet you. I think Ick was on your show a couple weeks ago. He probably
Always.
a freak. Yeah, always there. That's neat.
He's
Will,
awesome.
I've got a stalwart here, several stalwarts. Will, Tatiana, folks that have been around. They show up every day. Will's stopping in to say hi to everyone and hopes everyone is well. Hopes everyone is well. I think I said that right.
I hope everyone's in the wheel well.
That's their wheelhouse.
Whoa. Excellent. I hope that all of you who are watching go ahead and go over to twitch.tv/Aristotle Full Throttle. Aristotle will just be streaming at Twitch because that's the place for streaming.
And
It's really, really fun, and it's very interactive there.
What I love writing for viewers and streamers alike. So I definitely encourage people to go over to Twitch and check out Mediocre Films. Check out Greg's videos. They're hilarious. You will laugh. I promise you it's a good time. Thank you so much, too, Greg, for doing this for the fans. And
I love hanging with you. It's a pleasure to hang with you.
we always like to hang out. You always crack me up. Let's see. So you moved to L.A. Now, what's the difference between Los Angeles?
LA is in California and
Yeah.
Dallas is in Texas. You just drive west.
Keep going
You
past
just drive west
Arizona.
on the 10 freeway the whole way, and then it takes you all the way to LA. It's really easy. It takes 24 hours. It's a 24-hour drive. Do you know David Hussey did that drive in 24 hours straight one time?
Really?
Yeah, maybe. I could be wrong.
Did he sleep the whole time? Because I would have slept at least 8 hours while doing that.
Do you know the story about when he did fall asleep as he was driving to Texas?
I don't know the story. Just for background, David's a friend of ours, a mutual friend of Greg and mine.
Yeah.
And he's also from Texas. So what's this story? I'm confused. How could he do that possibly?
So he was driving this was back in the 90s, and he had like a Ford, I don't know what it is, little small Ford car, and he was driving to Texas, and somewhere in maybe Arizona, let's just say, he got sleepy, he got distracted and sort of fell asleep, and then he snapped himself out of it as he was like
Good golly.
curving a little to the left and about to hit the median. And so he corrected, but he corrected too much, drove off the freeway.
What?
And his car went flippity, 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 flip. He literally flipped his car, and the roof caved in all around him except direct. And apparently people pulled over the car, and he got out, and he was fine. And he got out. How about that?
That's the story entitled "Insult to Non-Injury," actually. So that's.
I would rather get a ticket for reckless driving
Yeah.
and survive than not survive. I think.
And the good at all. Ron Pertee says, "Oh, you mean David? Okay, I get it." Ron Pertee was our guest yesterday. We had fun.
He sure was. I enjoyed listening to you. Leave a comment.
Oh, well, that was kind of you. We did see your comments, and that's really the point of the show. It's to be there with people, just to be on. You know, you could have us on in the background. You could be watching intently the whole time, but you know, it's also we can just be together and hang out and have a good time.
I like.
Major thing that you tried. I don't know. Like, I want to know, like, your history, Greg. I want to know what was the 90s like for you in LA, because I know it's changed a lot, I feel like.
Well, let me ask you, how long ago did you move to LA?
I moved to LA at almost 2012, so like late
20s, and I because everything's new. Like I would even movies, and
Yeah.
it was exciting, and it was I missed.
Yeah.
And now I'm one of those people who like looks over at like the young like 22-year-old fresh out of college who's here going like yay.
And you're
While
Steve
we're
Martin.
young, and you're just going out there, and you're willing to do anything just to get credits and get on extra work. And
Yeah.
I would do training videos, and I would $200 a day. I was like, yeah, I'm happy stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do non-union anymore. And then after a while, you're like, all right, no more training videos. Those were fun, but now I just want to do like commercials and TV and film. And you're always trying to move up to that next level. But I would say the 90s were some of the most carefree and fun times.
Yeah.
Besides the fact that I was always sort of struggling for money and the next job, you know, and I waited tables for a while until I was fired and did all sorts of little odd jobs. But I had a good time just submitting myself for acting jobs and getting out there and doing stuff.
Yeah. I feel that. I'm like, we're making movies. This is fun.
Being on a set is super fun. I mean, right now it would not be, but you know, once the whole COVID thing is over, it'll be great to be on a set again.
It'd be nice to get back to normal. I have a couple friends who are kind of going back to work. They're wearing masks. They're wearing all sorts of protective gear. I have a friend coming on next week, and he's been back at work for a couple of weeks, and it looks pretty harrowing. It looks pretty rough. I guess streaming series. There's very small crews, and TV are going to be made during this time because next year there's going to either be a drought of content or what? I don't know.
I mean, but when it comes down to it, we all listen. We all want the next season of Barry or whatever show that we love that couldn't shoot this year. I mean, we all want our next season of our show that we love, but there is no safe way to social distance on film set. Social distance, because you got to be right there with all sorts of stuff. There's no way, even though there are all these new guidelines, there's really no way to social distance on sets.
That's absolutely true. And if it's a scene that requires a couple kissing, what are they going to high five from across the room? Is that going to be the new thing? Glass or something? I don't know. They'll put their arms through. Photographer on set too. My job is to take pictures while the camera's rolling and not be on camera. So I've been in so many different, just pressed up against. I did, however, hear about there's a Zendaya movie that has also Denzel Washington's son. I call him Minnie for 2 weeks before. Entire group went to this house. It's secluded. There's nothing for 4 miles around in every direction. They all just hung out for 2 weeks first to test to see if they can go through all of these hoops to try to produce content in it. We'll see how that turned out.
Don't go and get chicken wings at a strip club. Don't.
That's the frailty of the human experience. Is there's so many things hey, whatever you do during the bubonic plague, just stay away from rats and stuff. And then you just see people picking rats up and licking them.
But I love licking rats, man. Licking rats.
Rats, fleas. They're just holding a weasel. Good golly. Yeah.
Did you just say good golly?
I do say good golly. It's it's the most inoffensive 1920s curse I can say. Man. What is even COVID porn?
People across the room from each other just masturbating.
CG kisses. Yes, they will have to create CG kisses online or on screen. That's insane. Good golly. Can you get curbside service for those wings at the strip club? Because they do have curbside service for everything now. Drive-in movies and drive-in strip clubs. Have you seen that?
There are apparently drive-through strip clubs.
Mm-hmm. I saw an article on it.
I have no comment. I talking about socially distanced masturbating. Listen. I don't need to repeat that again. I will not say socially distanced masturbating again because
Whatever
that's a
you
ridiculous thing to say while you're streaming on 5 different platforms.
You should never say anything of the sort. I mean socially distanced masturbation. Or the show takes a turn times. But if it would, it'd be perfectly
Your sofa looks comfy, by the way.
It's pretty comfortable.
Yeah. Do you ever take a nap on that sofa?
I do indeed.
It looks like a good napping sofa. Mix it up.
Greg, how dare you say social on this show?
Come on, Ron.
Stream. So, Greg, have you
read, right? They got pages?
They got many pages. It takes about 2 hours to read them sometimes.
You, as the straight man, were supposed to have seen a movie. I've seen movies, and I'm wrong way.
Would you say? See, now do you?
Every Friday and Sunday channel, and we on Twitch.
Correct? Is that
this Sunday at 5.
And now what I think you do? Movie. You find the high.
The worst bad movies are gems. Ron Pertee is saying, especially Hawk the Slayer. We just watched Hawk the Slayer 3 nights ago, I think on Sunday, with Katie Von Till, and had such a good. It's from 1980. It's one of these sort of 1980 soundtrack and terrible.
I have
That's
not
my
seen
favorite
that
kind
one.
of thing. It's so good you could just watch it on your own and have a great time.
But it seems like way more fun to watch movies with you, Greg, because mediocre indeed. It's always good to make it better. The only with that sentiment, I tried to watch
Room because they're two very different movies.
Room is good, but it's so bad
Room,
it's good. I tried watching it by myself one time, and it was you can't.
Well, that's the whole movie. Yeah, it's artist, and it's a fascinating, but
a lot. Did you know the training center on Sunset?
Right.
I'm 10 years old. There's no.
I think that's what my friend Payman actually got a chance to direct after working with Tommy. I was like, well, how
work seems like
bathroom, and then he'd come back and he'd be really high on energy.
Interesting.
So I don't know how that happened. Somehow the bathroom energized him.
Indeed. That weight off your bladder, Haviland. Yeah.
She died at the tender age of 104.
She was 104 years old. Mm-hmm. And when I heard that she died, I was like, oh, cool. But to be 104.
Let's face it.
It does seem excessive. Yeah.
It's not you're like, I'm going to go skydive.
Waiting for
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Life.
That's
Yeah. That's especially for a man. That's and for
years ago or so. And it's a while ago. Working on set as an actor, a director, one of the things that you witnessed or a part of, it was, I was holding out for a Tenet. She was holding out for Tenet. She was
that could be celebrity stories.
cool.
I was driving at a red light, and I was like, "Hey, Louie!" And he rolled down his window, and he said, "Wait, guys." The drives off. There was one shot, and the camera was just in one place, and it would just. I mean, it was just filled with awfulness.
One of the worst movies I've ever seen. And we can have him dance. These two around pretend he's alive. For me, the actor who plays Bernie's like, I really want to do some more.
Talk about. Whoa, you.
Yeah, froze. You froze. And
It's really like watching comic packed or dramatic, and to me,
that makes sense actually. And it's just not working. That seems way more fun to.
I had heard when I moved out, but I'd heard that he invite you in for tea. You could sit and have a buddy in my bar, and they just sat and talked for half an hour.
And
Get to 100?
I'm not sure.
He only lived to
96. It was a 5-year contract, and he's like, "Yeah, I just hope the club is." And Mo from the Three Stooges also. I forget which Stooge it was, but Tom Bergeron called up. I forget. It might have been Larry on the phone, and Mo, both of them actually, and interviewed them and had the presence of mind to record those interviews. They were just telling their whole story.
Love it.
Well, cheers to George for doing that. That's a feat. It is indeed. I heard that you can collect your life insurance policy when you reach 100. No, it may be true.
You can go skydiving in the Alps.
Not do that.
It's a thing.
Yeah, got at an advanced age. That, Greg, how would you?
Went for some and just jumping up in the air. Who at the time was vice president. But Lonnie's going to shake all of your hands. That sort of thing. So how's it going? Or I guess when this is over, I'll just go into me.
He's just
paying attention. And he didn't.
Back in the 90s when they had a personalized video for every war veteran. Back in the 90s when they had a personalized video for every war veteran thanking them for their service. And it was just like they would show George W. Bush. He's like, so they were just, no one ever noticed. Aeon Leda said, or you sure maybe it was Barack Obama high school. I don't know.
Well, that is a president I would love to meet.
Yeah, he seems like he would. Oh, boy, my war on drugs. Yeah, Greg.
I believe I shared it on my. That's all right. If they watch me on Twitch,
then I don't know.
No, but one celebrity in a car down the 405 freeway, and a little bit ahead of me, and looks over and she says, "That's at the bottom of the freeway." Just like his eyes are darting back and forth.
Well, and I have to do with this weird. I'm like, get out.
That man needs a chick.
The gun.
In Beverly Hills. It's just stop signs.
There's no safe way.
So I'm looking and I'm waiting, and finally it's my turn. And I start to move through slowly, and then this other car basically rolls right through the stop sign and almost pull up next to him. And you're not really a great driver. And he thought I was talking about the opening of the Police Squad.
Right.
And he said, "Yeah." He said, he didn't even know it was like a really.
I know.
God, I love Police Squad so you get to see great.
Bonus material. That's what Ron Pertwee wants to
now is that when you completely lose contact that they're working with, and I have that friend. That's my once every few months or something. Friends, and then they go off and all of a sudden I know you.
That's fair enough. I can definitely see that happening.
Is this way? My number one, Showgirls is the perfect. Yeah. It's a woman gets beat up. Really high budget. People worked so hard. The acting, the writing, the directing to that movie. And that's my wife's favorite bad movie also. The TV edited version.
And that was the version my friends and I watched in blurring.
And they made these weird, it adds like a whole other.
Oh.
Can't handle two people at once.
That's a good one.
Lightning McQueen.
Those are incredibly.
We have seen that movie. I'm a floating head. Wait a minute. This is what happened?
Condyland says he's the cutest, and that.
Hey, buddy. Thanks for stopping. Boy.
Guest starring. How's In going? Yes.
Hey, Ick.
that Showgirls was directed. Seems
It's
like
remarkable.
by some sort of like he did Total Recall, and then yeah,
I actually have a lot of favorite movies. I mean, pretty much my top 5 are very. Ricky O, Samurai Cop has to be in the top 5. Samurai Cop is hilarious.
Yeah.
I've watched it. It's the only one I've watched twice on my show. But also a Hard Ticket to a Star Wars ripoff. Monos, The Hands of Fate, Elvis movie Clambake, which is an odd choice because it's not traditionally viewed as one of the greatest bad movies, but there's something about Clambake that I just love. Most amazing thing.
good thing they
Clam-
type.
Who so wealthy, so he decides to switch fancy clothes, and he and at some point in the love, that's one of the main things.
Mechanic boat.
Yeah, that's basically. I'm guessing on screen and off.
Elvis, indeed.
The answer's probably movies.
I didn't know that.
My favorite movies of all time.
That's
Oh, so good.
she's great.
So good.
That's funny. How many movies did Elvis make? I think he made like 700 movies in like the span of about
He made 2.
2 and 700 movies, and and in every single one of them he plays a mechanic.
Like 3 at a time. I think I have this feeling that they just be like, all right, we're going to block out a month of your schedule and we're going to shoot 3 movies. I just feel like that's what they did. I'm not sure, but it feels like they did that.
Plays a mechanic. He will
A mechanic who is very talented with a guitar.
not in the least. 2 right now.
That's put a couple of posters on my web. And I don't know if you can see but you can tell what one of the is De Niro. And online, I saw it online and I'm like, oh my God, I have to. And today.
I like that. That's
I accomplished a lot.
highly skilled she is. Of musicianship this woman had.
3 albums. I know he's on Hejira and what about Joni Mitchell is
That's tough to do when you can just be.
yeah.
Love musicians
Yeah,
like that.
she developed open tuning on her guitars to make the way that a guitarist normally would. Because everything, it was all new.
Kind of movie and music on all of the things at 6 Master
so excited.
2.
And I want to thank the few of my regular viewers who I saw, and I'm sure a lot of these people are your regular viewers.
Appreciate you for coming on today.
All right, I'll see you on Sunday, Aristotle.
See you later, Benson. He's a fan of the show. He's a friend of mine. We've let me just turn off this window capture here and move this over. I always have fun with Greg. We usually just hang out, go catch a movie, go catch a show, do stuff like that, and it's fun to just play and hang out on this show. Thank you guys so much for joining me on the show today. I have always like to see you guys here every day at noon on all the platforms: Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram too. Ron Perty, thank you for coming on the show yesterday. Tomorrow, join me live while I have my friend Malin Khan. We're going to be talking about the changes in paradigms in movies, paradigm shifts. Yeah, Greg is great. Definitely follow him. This is very just signing out here, guys. Pushing buttons, clicking on things, moving my screen around. Sorry if you guys were experiencing some technical difficulties on YouTube. Sometimes the stream isn't as strong as it should be. But thank you guys for joining me anyhow. I appreciate you for watching. I'm Aristotle, Full Throttle, your bro in the know with the fro, and I'll see you tomorrow.